She rubs her hands, she keeps herself warm. Lucy Chariot from Kenya, the 20-year-old. She's already run 5 half marathons this year, including a 31:46 10K in that Prague half marathon. Now Caroline Chepkoech Kipkurui, now she pacemaked for Mary Katani last week in the London Marathon. It's going to be very interesting to see how Chepkoech Kipkurui runs. Viola Jepchumba, she won the Cardiff half marathon previously, second in the Prague half marathon, behind the stunning multiple world records of Jocelyn Jepkosgei. We know she's in good form. And a big welcome, of course, back to Birmingham for Gemma Steele. She's had a reasonable start to her year and won the Great Island Run once again this season already, back at the distances she loves. So the hooters go and the crowds cheer. The Great Birmingham 10K, the elite women are up and running. Few changes to the course this year around Birmingham, but already the Kenyan contingent, the Kenyan trio, are setting off at a pace, and Dave Moorcross back with me in commentary. And this is going to be very interesting, Dave, because the rumours are swirling that the Kenyan trio are going to work, and they're looking for a 5K best here on the roads, and potentially then going forward to the 10K best.
Yeah, I was speaking to Chris Thompson, who's one of our outstanding distance runners, and he said that he feels that the first 5 kilometres could be close to world record pace, which could be pretty amazing because it is downhill and the wind is behind. But already Chepchumba is pushing on, as is the rest of her Kenyan teammates.
So a fascinating battle potentially. Jepchumba, Chepkoech Kipkurui, and they've set off at a good pace.
So we're going to get an indication after the first kilometre about how fast they're really going. For a 30-minute time, which would be a world record, they need to do each kilometre in 3 minutes or slightly less. Now my guess is they're going to be doing that, particularly because it's downhill and because the wind is strong behind. Chepchumba is pushing on. Kipkurui is there. Lucy Chariot, who did the pacemaking last week so wonderfully well in the London Marathon, has recovered sufficiently to believe that she can push the pace on. And I think sensibly, Gemma Steele and Katrina Wotton from England have not gone with this pace, because it is breathtaking.
Well, they've definitely set their stall out, the Kenyans, I think it's fair to say.
And I think the first kilometre was 2:54, 2:55, which, as I said, is world record pace. Now, it's too early to say that it will be a world record, because the final 5 kilometres is into a headwind. But you know, if you're going for a world record, and if they believe they have the strength, then they're spot on at the moment.
Well, indeed, that kind of pace would come out at about a 14:35 in terms of the 5K. So they're taking advantage of the new course and the changes that have been made here in Birmingham. But it's how the likes of Caroline Chepkoech Kipkurui has recovered from the pacemaking of Mary Katani. We know she's in good form, though Jepchumba continuing to lead the way, setting the marker for Caroline Chepkoech Kipkurui. So 2:50 over the first kilometre. The pace is dropping slightly, Dave, 3:06, 3:08. But it's a race that we expected between the two big guns, who are both in seriously good form already in 2017.
Both of them had been in great form and running very fast times. They probably dropped off. It won't be a world record now, I think. Once you get down to the 3:06, 3:07s for each kilometre, particularly on the basis that the final 5 kilometres is more into the wind. And I think it's unlikely that the world record will be broken. But for both Chepchumba and Kipkurui, who've had busy months, there's still a lot of racing to be done, and hopefully sorting out who's going to win and who's going to come second. But at the moment, Kipkurui is in a very strong position, allowing Chepchumba to take the pace.
So Chariot's now a good 20-30 metres behind the leading two Kenyans. The fascinating battle between the two in-form athletes. Edgbaston Cricket Ground. one of the most iconic sporting venues in the UK, let alone in Birmingham. But you see the two elite ladies coming round, checking of the watch by Jep Chumba. Well, we've had super cricket over the years, played in Edgbaston Cricket Ground. First test match, 1902, England versus Australia. It was drawn, Dave, because of rain.
Which is unusual for Birmingham and cricket.
But the two elite ladies, Jep Chumba and Shep Koech Kip Karui, will enter the Edgbaston Cricket Ground. They'll do a lap, but it really is tit for tat from the two Kenyans at the moment, as we expected in this elite women's race.
And so they're into the second half of the race now, and this is the kind of business end of it, if you like. And as I've said, these two athletes have huge respect for each other, but they're trying to outthink each other and also obviously outrun. And it's fascinating for me that Kip Karui just keeps running to the side of Jep Chumba. Sometimes you tuck in behind, and at the moment, kind of Kip Karui is not just running at the side, but she's running slightly in front, almost as if she wants to take the initiative. But for both of them, they know they can't go too early. They know they've got to cover the potential break of their rival. But in their mind, they'll be thinking, when am I going to really make a break for home? And that will probably come in the next kilometre or so. You know, the reputations of both Jep Chumba and Kip Karui are relatively even, and we thought probably the fact that Kip Karui had run London last week, even though it was only half marathon, might just take the edge. But she's making another break now, and she knows that if she's going to turn 5 metres into 10, into 15, 20 metres clear, she needs to do it now. You know, you don't get too many chances to make a positive move, and at the moment Caroline Kip Karui is making that move. Having been brave enough to push on, she's now got to be even braver to keep it going and not allow Jep Chumba to get back. But for Jep Chumba, just hang in there, just make sure, you know, 1 or 2 seconds doesn't become 4 or 5, because at the moment she could bridge this gap, but it's looking increasingly unlikely, because Kip Karui has the bounce in her step. Kip Karui has the confidence. Kip Karui has taken the initiative. And if we look back to Viola Jep Chumba, she just looks a little bit heavy-legged. She just looks like she's rolling slightly. And I think in her mind soon she's going to be thinking, I'm not running for victory any longer, I'm running for second. Indeed,
3 kilometres to go. The screw is being turned by Shep Koech Kip Karui. Commonwealth is being well represented. And here at the head of the elite women's race, well, Kip Karui is just increasing her lead over Jep Chumba. It was close for the first 5 or 6 kilometres. Then the Kenyan decided to put her foot down. So she's heading towards Selfridges. And you look at the kilometre splits, 3:03, 3:17, and then a little bit of a pickup on the pace, Dave, at 6 and 7.
Well, 6 and 7 was where the damage was done. She ran 2:51, which is well under world record pace, followed by 2:56, which is also under world record pace. And that was when she broke Jep Chumba. You know, that was when the real pain was felt by Jep Chumba, and that was a really impressive 2 kilometres to really do serious damage and actually put herself back close to world record pace. 3:09 is more relaxed, and I think in her focus at the moment, she knows she's going to run a fast time, but more importantly, Kip Karui is going to win this race, and that'll be really impressive. But 200 metres to go is a wonderful sign. You've done all the hard work, and you know that you're getting close to the finish, and the hard work is all over. And actually, in her mind now, she knows she's not going to break the world record. That's for the future. And we can see Jep Chumba probably closing a little bit now, but it's too late, because Caroline Kip Karui has run magnificently today and is going to win this race.
Well, she was the African Junior 5,000 metre champion in 2011. She ably assisted Mary Katani last week to that women's only world record in the marathon. And really, with a spring in a step, Caroline Koech Kip Karui wins the Great Birmingham 10K. Unofficially about 30 minutes, 45 seconds. And Viola Jepchumba will take second place here today in Birmingham, about 11 seconds behind her teammate. She just couldn't handle the pace of Kip Karui in the final few kilometres. It was a good elite women's race. They're the first two. We'll keep you up to speed with the other finishers. As Chariot comes across the line in third place, really was isolated early doors in that elite women's race. A solo run, but a third place today in the Great Birmingham 10K.
Yes, she ran most of the 7 kilometres, the last 7 kilometres on her own in kind of a vacuum, and finished 1 minute and 32 behind Kip Karui. But it is a 1-2-3, probably as expected for Kenya.
So let's confirm the result then of the Elite Women's Simply Health Great Birmingham 10K, a Kenyan 1-2-3. It really was a great battle, but it was a battle that was won by Caroline Chepkoech, Kip Karui from Viola Jepchumba. Lucy Chariot picked up third, and good running as well by the British lasses of Katrina Wotton and Gemma Steele.